Hello students, today we are going to study about environmental pollution. Environmental pollution can be defined in the various ways. Environmental pollution is a global problem and it has been defined in many ways. Number one, any undesirable change in physical, chemical and biological properties of air, water and land which affects the environment and the living world adversely is known as pollution. The other definition is addition of any material in air, water and on land which changes their natural properties immediately or after some time is known as pollution. The other one is any undesirable change in the environment which is harmful for the living world is known as pollution. And the other definition is addition of a substance in the atmosphere due to which the environment becomes unfit for the human life or organism is known as pollution. According to the report of Environmental Pollution Panel of the Scientific Advisory Committee of American President, the environmental pollution is the undesirable changes in the natural environment induced directly or indirectly through human activities and energy patterns, radiation level, chemical and physical changes and large population of organisms. Though pollution can be defined in several ways, the most appropriate definition should be pollution is an undesirable change in the physical, chemical or biological characteristic of air, water and land and soil that may harmfully affect the life or create a pollution health hazard of any living organisms. Pollution thus is direct or indirect change in any component of the biosphere that is harmful to the living components and in particular undesirable for mankind, affecting adversely the cultural and natural assets or general environment. Air pollution has been defined as the presence in the atmosphere of any air pollutant. Air pollution has been also defined as any solid, liquid or gaseous substance including noise present in the atmosphere in such concentration as may be or tend to be injurious to human being or other living creatures or plants or property or environment. Cost of pollution can be evaluated in the following ways. Medical care of health due to diseases as tuberculosis, typhoid, lung cancer, etc. Loss of resources by unnecessary wasteful exploitation. Pollutions control involving money, funds, manpower, etc. for disposal of pollutants and for control devices developed. Corrosion of metals as iron, steel, copper, brass, nickel, zinc, lead, etc. Damage to crop production and soiling of buildings including historical monuments and textiles. Various types of pollutions are classified in different ways. On the basis of the type of environment being polluted, we recognize air pollution, water pollution, land, soil pollution, marine pollution, etc. On the basis of the kind of pollutant involved, we have sulfur dioxide pollution, fluoride pollution, carbon monoxide pollution, smoke pollution, lead pollution, mercury pollution, solid waste pollution, radioactive pollution, noise pollution, etc. of the variety of pollutants, we recognize the following two basic types of pollutants: non-degradable and biodegradable. Non-degradable pollutant means they are the materials and poisonous substances like aluminium cans, mercuric salts, long chain phenolics, DDT, etc., that either do not degrade or degrade only very slowly in nature. They are not cycled in ecosystem naturally. They not only accumulate but are often biologically magnified with their subsequent movements in food chains and biogeochemical cycles. Biodegradable pollutants are the domestic wastes that can be rapidly decomposed under natural conditions. They many create problems when they accumulate. Their input into the environment exceeds their decomposition. Now, how environment became polluted? The rapidly growing human population, rapid urbanization, intensive agriculture and industrialization together with human activities resulted in the environmental pollution. This has become a global problem. All countries of the world feel concerned about it and interacting with each other to tackle it in appropriate ways. The mate rate rise among nations over the globe for development jeopardized the health of man itself. Progress in agriculture and industry is taken a general criterion of development of any country. This craze resulted into unlimited exploitation of every bit of natural resources. The splendid plentifulness of nature is a heritage that should be conserved for future generations and not be exploited. Such activities of mankind had adverse effect on all forms of living organisms in our biosphere. The earth planet along with the atmosphere in which air, land, water included that sustains life is called the biosphere. Biosphere extends into about 7 km of the earth's surface itself, downwards into the ocean to the depth of about 10.67 km and vertically into the air to about 10 km, where life is found to exist. Unlimited exploitation of nature by mankind disturbed the delicate ecological balance between living and non-living components of the biosphere. The unfavorable conditions created by mankind not only threaten its own survival but also of other living organisms. The number of the species likely to become rare, threatened, endangered, or near extinction in the red list of the IUCN is increasing with time. It is very common to find warnings in public places reading as air unfit for breathing, water unfit for drinking, do not eat fish, cough here, and so on. India today is among the leading industrialized countries of the world. Today we have a good industrial infrastructure in core industries like metals, chemicals, fertilizers, petroleum, food, etc. Pesticides, detergents, plastics, solvents, fuel, paints, dyes, food activities, etc. are some examples. Due to progress in atomic energy, there has also been an increasing in radioactivity in the atmosphere. Besides these, there are a number of industrial influence and emissions, particularly poisonous gases in the atmosphere. Mining activities also added to this become particularly as solid waste. Thus, pollution is a gift of industrial development. Due to lack of a culture of pollution control, there has resulted a heavy bulk of gaseous, liquid and solid pollution in our country. It is to be cleaned. Pollution control in our country is also an environmental concern, not only in India but in developed Western world also. Pollution has become a scare word. Pollution is a man-made problem, mainly of influent countries. The developed countries have been in a mad race to exploit every bit of natural resource to convert them into goods for their comfort and to export them to needy developing world. In doing so, the industrialized countries dump lot of materials in their environment which becomes polluted. In one way, pollution has in fact been exported to developing countries. Thank you.